Hello there, my name is Mooseman. Today I will be informing you of whether you should play, wait, or avoid the couch party game Mario Party 10. As always, we will be looking at gameplay, visuals, value, and future potential before making a final verdict on the release version of Mario Party 10. Mario Party has always been a staple of Nintendo's Mario franchise. It allows people of all ages and skill levels to come together and play a board game that combines chance and skill in a way that creates some hilarious gameplay and amazing upsets. The game is simple to learn. You roll a dice and move the number of spaces. What space you land on will determine what happens, whether it be that you play a mini game, you gain coins, or you are subject to Bowser's evil whims. There are three main modes in Mario Party 10: Mario Party, Bowser Party, and Amiibo Party. Mario Party is the primary mode where you roll the dice to move around the board. Your objective is to get the most mini stars before you reach the end of the map. You can get mini stars via mini games, board events, or other special spaces. Unlike the first 8 iterations of Mario Party, however, you move around the board as a single unit of 4 players in a cart along with your opponents. The game ends once you reach the castle at the end of the map and complete the final boss minigame. Unfortunately, moving around as a single unit of 4 players removes quite a bit of the strategy from the board play. This change was implemented in Mario Party 9, but having played every single Mario Party game from 1 through 8, I cannot stress enough how this simple change removes a huge amount of depth from the Mario Party experience. In Mario Party and any board game, your positioning on the board and the decisions you make while moving across the board decide whether or not you are going to succeed or fail. When you take that decision-making process out of the board game, that skill I mentioned earlier evaporates, resulting in who wins being almost completely left to chance. The only skill that you can exert is whether or not you use an item and if you win the minigames. The problem is that they made the influence of chance even more drastic by putting so many ways to compensate for lack of skill in minigames by throwing a huge amount of extra mini stars that you can just get for having a good roll of the die. Completely lose every minigame? It doesn't matter, there's a bunch of mini stars just sitting in the map ahead of you, worth the same amount as the previous wins in minigames. While the board play lacks a lot of the depth of skill of its predecessors, Mario Party 10's minigames are actually pretty decent. Many of the minigames are fun and have a decent amount of skill involved in winning them. It doesn't prevent the game from having a couple of really brain-dead minigames, but for the most part I was actually having fun while playing the minigames. The number of minigames is a bit small, however, as there is only 61 minigames available in total. This is quite a big drop from Mario Party 9's 82 minigames. Bowser Party is similar to Mario Party, but instead one player plays as Bowser, whose job it is to catch up to the other players and cause them to lose hearts. If Bowser defeats all the players in the cart by reducing their health to 0 before reaching the end of the board, then Bowser will win. While catching up with the cart as Bowser can be difficult, Bowser is also in control of setting traps which can damage the players in the cart. Like the Mario Party game mode, Bowser Party is still way too luck-based to consider it a game of any significant skill. The only time skill becomes important is in the minigames, and only if Bowser actually catches up. Several times I've actually had Bowser Party games where Bowser never catches the cart, resulting in a very lackluster victory or a very boring defeat. While it's never been the focus of the Mario Party series, Mario Party 10 is strangely lacking a single-player mode. In past Mario Party games, there's often a single-player mode that allows you to unlock more maps and minigames, but that mode is seemingly missing from this iteration of the game. Now that we've talked about Mario Party and Bowser Party, but what about Amiibo Party? For those of you who are not familiar with the Amiibos, they're action figures with limited amount of memory in them that could be used to interact with certain games. If you own an Amiibo either through buying the version of Mario Party 10 bundled with an Amiibo or buying them separately, you can access this Amiibo Party mode. Amiibo Party returns the game to its much better and more competitive self, with individuals moving around the board on their own, collecting enough coins through minigames and board events to buy stars. Even though the board is a simple square, the mode is light years more competitive than the other 2 game modes. It returns the ability to you to not only apply skill to the minigames, but also to the board itself. The fact that this mode is much better is great, but if you want to play it and don't have an Amiibo, well then you're out of luck. The game requires you to use an Amiibo to even access the game menu. Now I've actually been a fan of Amiibos in the past because of the way they interacted with Super Smash Bros. You could take your Amiibo that you've been training and face other Smash players, or pit Amiibos against each other. This can be done even on different consoles with only a simple tap of the figure to the gamepad. But the addition of the requirement of an Amiibo for the Amiibo Party mode in Mario Party 10 is outrageous. There's absolutely no reason that this game mode should be locked due to lacking an amiibo. It would be entirely possible to have integrated this mode into the game without the amiibos and still have it be perfectly playable. Amiibos only do 3 real things in Amiibo Party mode. First off, they decide which map you will be playing on depending on which amiibo you have. This means that not only is the mode locked to those who don't have an amiibo, but you're going to be stuck on a single map unless you have multiple amiibos. It is possible to play portions of other boards without amiibos using tokens, but the amiibo that you own will always determine the starting layout of the board. Secondly, they store some minor cosmetic bases that you can get for your amiibo on the board itself, and third, you get token items that give you special abilities in the game. While I have nothing against these features being included for amiibo owners, the fact that the game mode is completely unplayable without an amiibo seems very reminiscent of games locking content that is already on the disc in favor of selling it as DLC. Another lackluster fact about Mario Party 10 is the lack of customization in terms of how you want to play the game. Since Bowser and Mario Party modes have a start and an end, there's no way to expand or shorten the time of the game. Even in Amiibo Party, a game mode that could definitely be lengthened, you are restricted to only 10 turns. This seemingly small feature is something that is extremely crucial to making the experience of the game more enjoyable for those looking for longer play sessions, and I can't understand the reason that it's missing. In addition to the 3 game modes, you also have a couple of small bonus games. These are less like full game modes and more like larger mini games. There are 5 of these bonus games: Badminton Bash, a game similar to Mario Tennis but with a little less depth; Jewel Drop, a game that is similar to the various Flash Bubble Pop games on the internet; Bowser Jr. challenges, which are simple fights against Bowser Jr., Minigame Tournament mode, where you face off against 7 other opponents in a single elimination tournament of minigames; and Bowser Challenge, where you play all the Bowser minigames and attempt to get the highest score. Although these bonus games are decent, I wish you could customize the rules for the minigame tournament. Being able to set up double elimination or other styles of tournament would have added a little more replayability to this specific game mode. Nintendo's reputation for online play is probably the worst of all 3 current generation consoles, and this continues with Mario Party 10 not having any options for online play. While Mario Party has always been about couch play, we are entering an era where meetups for games are not in our living rooms, but are in our virtual online space. Nintendo games thrive in the living room, but having some sort of online play would have been nice and would have had no negative impact on the local play itself. The visuals in Mario Party 10 are what you would expect of a Nintendo title. Everything shows off the Mario style with vibrant colors and the lovable characters that Nintendo has made the backbone of its consoles. The game runs perfectly with no apparent drops in frames, which is something I've come to expect from Nintendo titles. The visuals are probably one of the strongest aspects of the game, as each map has plenty of unique animations and things going on that keep the player visually interested. It would have been nice to have a few more maps to show off this visual style, but from what's available, everything is very nicely presented. The game is priced at $50 without an amiibo and $60 for a bundle that includes a Mario amiibo. While the $50 price tag is a bit lower than the usual launch price, since you essentially need an amiibo to play the full game you paid for, I won't consider this much of a discount. While I have heavily criticized some of the aspects of the game, playing with friends can still be an enjoyable experience. Bowser Party and Amiibo Party definitely provide some of the classic Mario Party fun, but due to the inability to change the rules or lengthen these modes, there is a pretty big loss in some of the replayability. Nintendo games often do not have much future potential, and I can't see Mario Party 10 getting any additions in the future. Up until just recently, Nintendo hasn't even toyed with DLC, meaning an opportunity for additional minigames and modes is unlikely to happen. However, adding these extra modes could give the game more replayability in the future if Nintendo decides to release these. So keeping an eye on announcements by Nintendo will be important in terms of seeing if more content will become available. Amiibos, while they're not used extremely well in Mario Party 10, do add some additional content to the game, and more Amiibos in the future could be used for better purposes than simply one game mode. Mario Party 10 definitely holds some fun to be had. There are a decent number of good minigames that will make the game enjoyable to play with friends, but the lack of depth in board play due to the huge disparity between importance of chance and skill, combined with the amiibo lock on Amiibo Party, combined with the lack of game customization, leaves only a shell of what made Mario Party series great in the past. That's why the verdict of Mario Party 10 is a void. The fundamentals in Mario Party 10 are just not good enough to provide a solid gameplay experience as a whole to complement the decent minigames, and there is just absolutely nothing that this game does better than its predecessors. Thank you for watching. watching my play, wait, or avoid review of Mario Party 10. If you would like to buy the game, you can buy it on your Wii U via the Nintendo eShop or by visiting your local gaming retailer. And if you would like to see more of my content, like, subscribe, and check out my channel where I do reviews and other gaming commentary, such as my review on Cities Skylines, a city builder game where building your dream city is your duty as mayor, or my review of Coffin Dodgers, a kart racing game pitting elderly scooter riders against the Grim Reaper in a race to the death.